Okay, we are ready to begin. We'll take opening comments from Coach Campbell, then we'll take your questions. Please raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you, and remember, videoing is not allowed.
Well, they came in the locker room and you know, we're having a really what makes this group so special was what was just unfolding in the locker room right now, and uh, the sisterhood that's been formed this past 2 years, but really this year, and the time that and the stories that we were just sharing in the locker room is what this whole thing's about. And they asked that we bring two players up here for media, and there was no way I was bringing two players up here. These four players right here have taken this program on a ride that none of us could have imagined. They've poured their heart and soul into this program. I am forever grateful for each one of these young women, and I wanted to make sure that they got to come up here and be together one last time. I want to give credit to Texas for playing a phenomenal game, and uh, they made us uncomfortable, and kept us out of rhythm really for the whole game. And so credit them and wish them nothing but the best as they head to Tampa. um, this season and the journey that we've been on, you guys, I can't even put it into words how special it's been, how much fun it's been. Uh, so thank you guys, and I'll open it up to any questions.
Okay, raise your hand and we'll take questions for the players. Start right here.
Cameron Sieg with The Athletic. Haley, I think after the game, you're walking off the court with Mark. Just you guys hugged before you walked off the court. Just what did that mean? And I know you put in words I think you talked about it this week, but just putting in words what he's meant to you as in your last year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is hard for me to put into words, but my relationship with Coach Mark has been just a joy for me. I'm sure I gave him a lot of headaches throughout the year, but he just accepted me for who I was. He took me at face value, and he thanks me for coming to the program, but like he took a risk on me. And he met me with full belief, and he had a vision of who he thought I could be. And at the beginning, he probably was convincing me that I could be that person. I wasn't necessarily in a place where I even knew who I was anymore. So he has just breathed life into me. And from a life perspective, he's taught me a lot of great lessons about how to have healthy relationships and what it takes to have a healthy relationship, and how much better life can be if you just let people see who you are. And that's hard for me. Um, and so for me to feel comfortable and safe doing that with him, that took a lot of work on his part that he did not have to do. He could have told me to screw off when I was giving him problems. And so, uh, I'm forever grateful for him, and God put him in my life to transform it, and he certainly has done that. So I can't wait to be a TCU alum. I can't wait to come back and give back to this program and continue having my relationship with Coach. Like I think he'll be around for the rest of my life. So that's the best part about this year.
Front right.
Nick Geramonte, TCU and SI. Agnes, Sedona, and Madison, you guys came to this program 2 years ago when they were at 1-17. Now sitting at the Elite Eight, I know this loss hurts, but what does it mean to bring this program up?
Agnes, won't you start with that?
You can answer.
I think that when Coach Mock was recruiting us all, he obviously had a vision for what TCU could be, and I think that that's truly what drew me. And I guess I can't speak for the others, but that's definitely what drew me into this school. I think the love, the encouragement, the confidence he's poured into all of us has been a big reason why we went from that. They went from that 1-17 to our injury-ridden season to an Elite Eight. So honestly, couldn't change it for the better. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we came in last year, we were definitely, or when I came in, 2 years ago, I didn't really know what to expect. I just wanted, just a chance, a second chance, something. I needed, you know, a second chance, genuinely. I just, anything. And Mark, was such a special person in my career. And, the way we crossed paths, I knew that it wasn't over. And it just felt like this is God. I knew it was God. And we just had belief because Mark believed, and we believed in each other, believed in the system and what we could do, believed in our potential, and it paid off. I mean, this is incredible. We're obviously heartbroken. This is so devastating for us to end this, but this program is this is it, right? TCU is a place to be. This culture is you can't even put it into words how special this team and these people are. And so yeah, it's just special looking back at how everything's kind of unfolded.
Yeah, I mean, coming here, we all definitely took a leap of faith, in Mark and in ourselves. And I think that Mark, he's a great leader, and he has great people around him at all times. And I think that's why all of us flourished. I know for a fact I've given him multiple headaches and multiple sleepless nights. I know, I'll take accountability for that. But he brushes it off, and the next day he loves you, and he's in there and telling you how you can be better as a person and as a player. And truly, he's transformed my basketball career and taken a real big leap of faith on me. And I just couldn't be more happy to be under him, and like Haley said, have him in my life for the rest of it. And this program, I mean, it's just the start. Elite Eight, obviously, we're all upset that this journey's come to an end, and none of us want to leave each other. We're like, come on, can I pack you in my suitcase? Let's go. Like, where are we going? Unfortunately, we can't do that, but I think that this program is just something that I'll forever be grateful for.
Gonna go to the front left.
Noe Scruggs, NBC5. Haley, can you speak to what was said in the locker room amongst you all? And Sedona, can you speak to what they were doing in the inside here, going up against their bigs, which made it tough for you tonight with only just one basket?
After the game, what was going on after the game? After the game. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was just gratitude for each other. We've all been on unique journeys, and we've all meant different things to each other at different points in our lives. And yeah, it was a ton of gratitude, a ton of love, and a lot of people spoke. It wasn't just us four, it wasn't just Coach Campbell. So it was really awesome to hear. It broke your heart even more hearing each other talk, because you realize like this, we're not tomorrow, like we won't get to practice. But I'm forever, connected to these women and this coaching staff. And so I am just really honored to have them in my life. And it was awesome to hear from everybody.
Yeah, I mean, all credit to the Texas bigs. Taylor Jones is a heck of a player. And they scouted me very well, I'm sure, and they played me very well, and all respect to them. But to be honest, I think today was a very full circle moment for me, in a way that I wasn't expecting. I just looking at the people that did so much damage to me at a young age. Was a lot, and it was hard, and I thought that we had to win to prove it to them that they couldn't beat me. But being a part of this program and being here and succeeding and coming back and being able to play, and after being told I would never walk again, and being on this team with these people, building this sisterhood, it doesn't matter. I won, we won, and so yeah, it's just I think I was in my head a lot, right? But it's God's glory no matter what, and it taught me a lesson, and it definitely healed me in a lot of ways today.
Front left.
Question for Madison and Haley. What's the one thing you're gonna miss the most about this group?
The people. That's the hardest thing. I think we've done so much basketball wise that like I don't think we really have regrets in that sense. I think we've all given our heart, we've all poured into this, and we've all. I mean, we came to an Elite Eight. Like, yeah, it sucks that we lost, but I mean, there's 8 teams left, and we're one of them. It's obviously we wanted to go to the Final Four, but I mean, we've done great on the basketball court, but the people, I mean, we're all gonna kind of go on our separate journeys, and we don't know what that's gonna be. And it's tough stepping away from something with, especially the people that you've built so many relationships with. I mean, we've been in the gym with each other since June. We've seen each other every single day. Sometimes we love on each other. Well, most of the time we love on each other. Sometimes we pick at each other a little bit, and I think that's the relationships that we formed. It's bittersweet because it's awesome that we were be able to part of it, but it sucks that you have to kind of move on in your journey of life.
Far right.
Maxwell Donaldson, USA Today. Haley, can you just reflect on your journey the last 5 years? And then also your dad's kind of gone viral for a celebration. Just how much does your family's support and maybe even families and friends support mean to you?
Yeah, my journey. It's hilarious because when I was like a sophomore, I was like, who would ever take their 5th year? Like, why would anyone want to be in college for 5 years? Well, that's funny because here I am in college. But it's been, man, it's been certainly a journey and nothing I expected. It was hard. It was a lot of nights of being like, I feel like God has put this thing on my heart to be great, but it's not working out right now. And a lot of times I had to look at myself in the mirror and just be like, what do you want, Haley? Like, who are you? And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the fact that he gave me a hard journey. Because I would not be the woman I am sitting up here without it. And so I really praise God for the struggle and the suffering. I praise him for the nights where, I didn't want to be alive anymore. I praise him for the nights that I was on medication because I couldn't sleep or eat. And it's painful to talk about it, but it's really how beautiful life is. So I'm sitting up here now with women that I love, and a coach that I love, and a team that I love, and we aren't even sad about losing. We're sad that we aren't gonna see each other probably next week. So my journey has been crazy. I'm super grateful for it. Wouldn't have had it any other way. And my family, another reason I'm grateful for this group is because my family is a lot. I love them to death. They are my heartbeat. I live and die for my family, but they are definitely a lot. And they have just welcomed my family and loved them and built relationships with them. And that's not common. That's definitely not common in every program. And so it's a testament to the people that I play with, the people that coach me, but also my family kept me here when I was going through hard times, and they know what they mean to me, and I know that I've grown in life, and they have grown with me. When the text that I got from my dad today was for the game, it was, the sun is going to rise tomorrow no matter you win or lose, so go out there and have fun. And that's a lot of growth for him. That's a lot of growth for me to accept that text for him. So love my family, and I can't wait to go see them after this.
Our final question comes from the left aisle.
Andrea Adelson with ESPN.com for Sedona and Haley. How do you kind of reconcile not having maybe the ending that you had wanted or hoped for with some of the difficulties of tonight with knowing how far you've been able to take this program?
Yeah, I don't even know if we really had a whole lot of expectations. I mean, at the end of the day, we weren't ranked at the beginning of the year. Um, you know, a lot of my teammates didn't get the recognition and accolades they deserve. I only made third team. Sedona was only honorable mention, and somehow we're in the Elite Eight, knocking off people that had first teamers, second teamers, player of the years, in their conference. And so, I mean, holy crap, how did we get here? Like, we weren't very good apparently to the public. So I really just like, we're some dogs for fighting for that. It's hard when nobody expects you to do something. It's hard to, find the grit to go out and do it. So I wouldn't have had that game. A dog fight is the way to go out. And I thought we put up a fight. Texas played really well. Congrats to them. So I wouldn't have went out any other way.
Yeah, ditto. I don't think it's really hit like a lot of us yet, right? It's just kind of unreal. But this season, man, like these people, these girls, these coaches, no matter what, man, it's been a blessing. Like, it is so special. And I think that this year has impacted all of our lives so deeply. And it's not what we wanted. We know we had a higher ceiling, right? But we went out with a dog fight, and we gave it our all, and we fought together. We stayed together the whole game. That's what we did all season. We're a sisterhood, a true sisterhood, which is very, very hard to find in college athletics. And so I'm so proud of everyone, all of these girls. Haley's so right. Underdogs since the beginning. They had us, predicted to get fourth in the Big 12, and we won the season, and then we won the tournament, and that was amazing. First time in TCU history, first time Sweet 16 in TCU history, like this Elite Eight, this is a year of wins and achievements, and putting the school on the map, and building a community and a family in Fort Worth. That has just changed all of our lives, and so it's heartbreaking at the end of the day, but man, it's very, very special and bittersweet.
Thank you, ladies. Congrats on a great season. You're dismissed.
I just want to say one thing. I'm sorry to all y'all reporters, because y'all never gonna get a funnier trio up here in interviews ever again. So sorry, but
Facts.
bye.
Facts. You gotta deal with PR trained girls.
Yeah, we'll have to teach them our ways.
You guys.
Dewey Scruggs, NBC5. Mark, do you retire Haley Van List's number? And when Sedona said Texas was in her head, what were you seeing out there?
Yeah, I don't, it's hard for me to answer that. I don't know the criteria in regards to getting your jersey hung at TCU, but I have a hard time believing that anybody in any sport in 1 year can have a greater impact than what Haley Van Lith has had at TCU. Obviously, there's the basketball piece and a single season of scoring record, single season assist record, and was the leader of this group that won 34 games and took us to an Elite Eight. And so, if it's up to me, yes, no question. But again, I'm not the one that makes those decisions. And then for Sedona, she's had a unique college career and a unique journey that hasn't been easy. And it started at Texas, and it came full circle 7 years later, where her last college game was against Texas. And so I think there's a lot that goes into that. Haley had that with Louisville, a couple games ago. And so each person processes that differently. And so I haven't got to decompress with Sedona and talk through that, but I'm sure there were a lot of emotions that were going through her head before the game and probably during. And I know more than anything, she wanted to win, not because we were playing Texas, but she wanted to win because she doesn't want the journey to end with this group.
Coach Stephen Johnson, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. What's the one thing, or what legacy do you hope these women left in Fort Worth?
Man, you guys got good questions. How's your kicks today, by the way? All right, all right. Man, they left an incredible legacy. There's a lot of directions I can go with this question. One, they're the greatest team in TCU women's basketball history. That's the easy one. But the legacy they left, I think, is one, I think they inspired a massive group of young girls in that community, that you could chase your dreams at the highest level at TCU. And I think I know for a fact to see all these little girls wearing the jerseys of our players at the games and in the crowd and around the city. Um, they have truly inspired that generation. Um, and then it's just neat. Each one of these kids came from different backgrounds, from different programs, uh, from all around our country, and just shows when you come together and you lose yourself in the journey, and you set your ego aside, just the incredible things you can accomplish. And it's a testament to these four, but it's a testament to those 15 young women that are in that locker room. Um, you guys, it has been so fun for me to be on this ride with this group of people. They're incredible.
Your picture, you guys have been the story of college basketball for the last week in the midst of March Madness. What does that mean, obviously for not just TCU, but for women's basketball as a whole?
Yeah, it's incredible. This group's gone, well, really both years we've been here. Somehow we keep going viral over and over again. And the stretch of March Madness, we've gone viral because of the winning and the platform that you have with March Madness and this unique group of individuals and what they've accomplished. And they have been kind of the Cinderella story on the men or women's side because of where we started. We were unranked. We were picked fourth in the Big 12. And everybody during March loves the Cinderella story. And I think we kind of became that. So that's been really fun. And it just shows you guys, I think our program, another thing of this legacy is I think our program, I know this for a fact, is one of the best programs in the country. We had one of the best teams in the country, and we're going to continue to build on that. They have laid a foundation that's going to attract the next crop of incredible basketball players with the right DNA that fit this and want to be a part of this. And this is just at the beginning for our program and our school of what we're going to create. It truly is. This is only the second year. We're just getting started.
Far right.
Cameron Sieg with the Athletic. Coach, two questions for you. One, Haley talks a lot about how much she's learned from you and how much you've helped her. I'm curious how much you've learned from her this year and the ways, and you talked on the court, how she impacted the program, but a lot of times kids come in for a year. It's hard to really see that impact in the program long term, but how has she impacted your program that you might see years down the line?
Yeah, that was a lot of questions in there. Haley's impacted me, man. Not many people, not many humans could go through what she's gone through and keep fighting and keep going and keep grinding. To watch her, it's inspiring to watch Haley show up and do her process and her grind and her training habits. And it was inspiring to her teammates. It was inspiring to our staff. You literally, not just her, but we're talking about her. You want to give your best when you see someone approach their craft the way that she does. And that's been from day one when she showed up on campus and started doing her 3-a-days to get ready for Paris and get ready for the Olympics. Um, and then just the journey of way bigger than basketball. Uh, Basketball is a vehicle that we get to use to impact lives. And um, Haley, you know, came into the program. You only get these kids for about 9 months when they're the 1-year portal kid, and to peel back the layers and to really get to know them, it's hard to do. And to make it work, me and Haley have literally been attached at the hip, and she came in with a wall. And rightfully so, and kind of kept her distance for different reasons. And just as we went through that journey together, that wall just slowly came down, and she opened up and became vulnerable. And there we were able to challenge each other and have honest conversations. And um, that journey with her and getting to or helping her, which it's all her, but for her allowing me to go on that journey with her and walk through her struggles that she has had. Um, is one of the reasons the season that she had is unfolded. Um, and I truly don't. And when her teammates get to see someone with her platform open up and and allow me to coach her, challenge her, love her, encourage her, it kind of breaks down walls for everybody. And we kind of have a group of those 4 young women that all were on their own journey and had different struggles and different insecurities. And you guys, it's why this thing became such a tight-knit family, and this thing's a freaking sisterhood. There were so many tears and stories and laughter that were in that locker room after this game. And as a coach, that means we've done, as a staff, that means we've done our job well.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Guys, thank you for covering our team this year. Truly appreciate it. And it's been a magical ride. Thank you. Thank you.
God, it's cold. Okay, we are ready to begin. We are joined by Coach Schaefer, Madison Booker, Rory Harmon, Paula Oldacre, and Shay Holly. If you'll get your hands up after Coach gives his opening comments, and we will get you a mic. Hang in there with me for just a second.
You know the old daddy.
That's a good one, Sid. That'd be a good one to circle.
9.
Wow. Well, just first off, I'm just, I'm humbled, I'm grateful, I'm honored to be able to coach this group of young ladies. Good Lord's blessed me with some great kids and, a team that, as you saw today, that will absolutely play their guts out when challenged and knowing that that's what it's going to take. I mean, I think everybody was talking about how efficient their offense has been all year, and that has been. I mean, they're really, really good offensively. They got playmakers. They got kids that can make plays when offense breaks down. But I thought our press was number one thing. I thought it was really critical. Even if we didn't get a turnover, we really made them work hard to get it in. Then when they got it in, then they had to try to figure out how to run some offense. I thought we had them really pushed out on the floor quite well. And, you know, other than the offensive rebounding piece that bothered us in the first half, they had 11 total. What'd they have, 8 at half?
Yeah.
So we cut that back to 3 in the second half. That was a big issue for us, especially with Agnes Imanopu. She was really big on the glass the first half. But, you know, I thought first half we got some great looks offensively. I mean, I thought we had some great looks. I thought you couldn't make a shot. And then that third quarter, you'll have to correct me. I think they tied it at 29 or 30. And then we went on a 13-3 run. We executed some good stuff, got some great looks, you know, and as I told Book, I thought that's toughness. You know, she had started off a little slow. I think the first half, get my wet book out here, she was 2 for 8 at half, but then she finishes 6 for 9. And so that's toughness. You know, sometimes when the ball ain't going in, you can go one of two ways. And again, for her, that's why she's as special as she is because she can kind of put it to the side. Plus, I'm telling her, put it to the side in timeouts and telling her, hey, let's get the next one. So, and her teammates were. I thought their teammates were really good in the huddle with her. And, but I thought, again, the press, Kyle Oldacre down here is denying their 5-player in the press, really making it hard. Rory's always going to make it hard on somebody. And I thought she did an amazing job on Van Lith, just defended her exceptionally well. Got her in the press, made her work for everything. And so, you know, I think it's just a combination of a lot of things that had to happen for us to have a chance to win. And this group did it. I mean, they played their hearts out, y'all. I think everybody in here would agree to that. They were tough. They made plays. And when we had to have some good offense, they came up with it. So again, I thought we missed shots in the first half that were good looks. You just got to make shots sometimes, but the defense never wavered. It was never, ever a problem. You know, to hold them to 47 points is ain't nobody standing out there in a 2-3 zone playing, hope you miss defense. And this group was just really, really phenomenal and really special. And I'm really proud of them.
Okay, we'll begin to our far right. Questions for players first.
Wesley Branch, USA Today Network. For Rory and for Shay, you guys drew a lot of the defensive assignment tonight on Haley Van Lith. What was kind of the strategy you guys talked over with Coach going into tonight's matchup, and what allowed you guys to have success guarding her?
I would say, team defense always is the number one thing. Trying to limit her touches as much, and I mean, she's a three-level scorer and a great basketball player, and she played really well for them. But yeah, just kind of staying in front. I think with a good basketball player and ball handler like she is, like me personally, I can't like gamble on dribbles and hezzies. Like I have to just stay disciplined, stay in front, cut her off and stuff like that, and just get her to let go of the ball because a lot of their offense runs through her, and she makes great plays. So just kind of getting the ball out of her hands, definitely is one of the keys.
Yeah, I think to add on to that, when me and Rory got into some switches, I think we did a really good job of switching out hard. And like she said, just trying to get the ball out of her hands. She's super talented guard. And just being like really consistent and just yeah, like she said, like not biting on her things. She's just really talented. But I think we pressured her a lot, made other people maybe try to run the offense a little bit, which was one of our goals for sure.
Okay, we'll go to the right aisle.
For Kyla, Kurt Bowles from the Houston Chronicle. Could you describe your coast to coast play on and the impact that it had? And I thought I saw you smile once on the court. Was that an accident?
Probably a slip up. In the moment, I mean, it was just an intense moment for me, and my team came and just surrounded me, and a lot of positive energy. So I had to smile, I had to break a smile. But honestly, coach gets on the spies a lot. Pretty much everyone but the fives the most to deny it, since our guards always work so hard to deny the ball. And I saw it as an opportunity and just went on with it. Got the ball and just made sure I didn't blow the layup, and I'll make my free throw.
Front left.
Anna Ambrose with the Daily Texan. Rory, as time was winding down, you had your hands on your knees and your head down. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I don't really like crying for real, but when I think about obviously like this team going through what it goes through, with adversity we've gone with as far as injuries or just anything, I was just kind of being selfish and thinking about what I've been through as a player and to come back from my ACL injury in 10 months. And obviously it's physical and mental. It's all mental too. And so just to see us get to the Final Four after recovering and coming back from my ACL injury in 10 months, I just thought it was an amazing thing. And I was just really proud of myself in that moment. So, yeah. And of course, I was proud of my teammates and whatnot, but I just had a little moment for myself, like I'm just so grateful. Like, I was so excited to play today. I didn't get this opportunity last year to play too many games with my amazing teammates, but I was just very excited and very grateful.
Front left aisle.
Cedric Golden, Austin American Statesman. Madison, I know so much is asked of you and Rory as the leaders on this team. Is this possible is this win possible without what Kyla did and the little plays that Jacques made, offensive rebounds, steals, those little plays that might not show up in the box score?
I just think all season they made big plays right throughout the game. And I mean, I'm not surprised. I expect that from them. Kyla definitely just like dominated the paint. Jock, I think a great rebounder for us. Just kind of like them, more like garbage buckets, but also she's a baller. She's a hooper. I tell Jock all the time, she's a hooper. And just, when Jock's and her, patient through the offense, I think she's a great basketball player, and she will be, once she started like settling down. But I expect these things. And I expect, all my teammates kind of step up. I think the thing is like kind of like throughout this tournament, everybody stepped up. I mean, it's been from everybody, but it's been like this like throughout the season, throughout conference. I mean, we have just different people step up, and it's just me and Rory, like we're just being leaders. Like we're just, we're just talking. We're kind of trying to like set like an example for the team. But I mean, I expect it. I mean, it's been like this all season, so why not keep doing it?
To the right.
Thomas Ashworth with AL.com. Rory, when you look back on this team in the future, just what intangibles do you think, led this team to this point? And what will you remember about this team specifically, as opposed to others you've been a part of?
Yeah, I'll remember just the passion that like and how bad we just really want it. Like coach showed us a picture of his team. When is it?
I know the team.
Mississippi State.
Yeah, there was like all 5 of their players on the court, and they were like hugging each other on the side, and he said basically like when it gets like tough, like y'all are gonna say like you're not gonna let it happen basically. And I think just to see that in everyone's eyes, like you can see the locked in and how focused everyone was during this whole game. And of course we're not gonna be perfect, but for us to be able to capitalize and not make the same ones, the same ones that really would hurt us, I think that just speaks a lot of stuff about our team. And I think you'll just remember that we're always gonna play hard, like no matter the circumstance, like make a mistake playing hard, do this playing hard. Like it's just I just want everyone to understand like this is what Texas is about, and it's not going to change.
Yeah.
Far left.
Madison, in October, we were asking you all what the team goals were for the season. You said first goal was to get over the Elite Eight hump. I'm kind of wondering, how does it feel to accomplish that, and what's next for this team?
I know it. I mean, I was trying to tell somebody it means a lot to us, but I think it means a lot more to Coach Schaefer. I mean, if y'all just had a camera just kind of following him around, like a day in life of Vic Schaefer, I just think that you'll be the gym all day. You'll be in his office watching film with him all day. And just the dedication that this coach has, and just like the want he wants for us, to be a great basketball player, especially a great team. Like, I think he deserves it. Like, he puts in the work. I mean, and he's not playing a minute right now. We are. And I just think, for us to kind of come out today, especially, and play this great, like, TCU team, great offense, and just play defense. I mean, like, that's like name of the game for him is defense. Defense wins games. And just to be focused, like locked in like the first 5 minutes, I just think that means a lot to him. And I'm happy, to be part of that and to help him, get to the Final Four. I watched him to Mississippi State, and I'm happy to, be a part of it, Texas now. But no, it means a lot to us. I think, when I also think about the summer workouts, the conditioning, like it's paying off. I was just thinking about that in the locker room, like, dang, I really been on this team all the time. We've been through everything, conditioning, tired, on the ground, locker room, gassed out. But no, I mean, these are the moments that, you work for and you dream for, and it's fun. But, sometimes you look back and like, dang, we've been through a lot. But just also just for this man, Vic Schaefer right here, I'm happy to do it for him.
Back left.
Parker May with Stanford University. For Shay, you've been a part of this program for 5 years, all 5 years with Coach Schaefer. What does it mean for you to finally get to the Final Four as your roles continue to increase?
Yeah, I mean, it means everything to me. I know it means everything to every single one of us. Being able to be here for 5 years, I've gotten to see like Rory's whole career. I've gotten to see Coach Schaefer's whole career at Texas. I'm just so blessed and so grateful for the experience. We've made it. This is my 4th time in the Elite Eight, which is like, I mean, that's a blessing in itself. But to be able to go to the Final Four with Coach Schaefer my last year, like, it's so special. This is something I'll remember forever. Tell your kids about. Like, it's one of those moments. And I'm just so blessed, honestly.
Far right.
Ben Pickman with The Athletic over here. 2 for Rory. One is, it's just, what was it like having Vic still give you directions and pointers as you climbed up the ladder about where to cut the net down and how to do that? And 2, just now that you have advanced to the Final Four, how do you reflect on some of the Elite Eight losses that you've been through and that you guys have been through in this moment?
Yeah, to answer your first question, he's always going to be looking after us for sure in every situation, even climbing up a ladder. So, which is actually kind of dangerous, but he was going to be right there just in case. So I appreciate him for all of that, but that kind of just shows you what type of person he is, not what type of coach, but what type of person he is. And, but as far as your second question, can you ask it again so I can gather my thoughts?
Sure. I mean, you were talking about kind of your journey and all that you went through in the last 10 months, but over your career here, coming up short in the Elite Eight
Oh,
that
yes,
you guys
yes, yes.
have, just how do you kind of put those losses in perspective in this moment?
Yeah,
They come up short once.
yeah, we always kind of complain about it internally within our team, how like we're tired of not getting past that Elite Eight game. But when you think about it, that's a really tough game to get across, and so we shouldn't be too hard on ourselves. But obviously, we have a standard here, and our standard is what we're doing right now. And I mean, we're here for a reason. That's what I say. We're here for a reason. We worked hard for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And we put our faith into that. So.
Our final question in the room to the left.
Yeah, Mike Vopel, ESPN.com. Rory, if my math is right, I think you were 2 months old the last time Texas made a Final Four in 2003. I know you guys all see Coach Conrad around and you have been, reminded about Texas's history. But now that you are going back, you've got Texas back in the Final Four. What does that mean to you and your teammates from a Texas, tradition and history standpoint?
Yeah, Coach Jody, she's the standard. Like her being around us, I get the vibe. She has that aura to her. And so, I mean, she laid the foundation for us, and yeah, I guess when you look back and see how long it has taken, and to see that we've been to all the tournaments while Coach Schaefer's been here, the Elite Eights, won a SEC championship, a Big 12 championship. There's a lot of things that are changing around here, and I think obviously, like I said, we're just laying more of that foundation and increasing our standard every day. So yeah.
We're going to go to Zoom and take a question from Corey.
Corey Mose, ABC Sports in Austin. This one's for Maddie. Maddie, when we talked before the season started, you mentioned having Rory back was needed because y'all get that bark back.
Okay, we're going to go back to Zoom and take a question from Chip.
Hey, it's Chip Brown with Horns 24/7.
Chip,
can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Thank you. You're dismissed.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Oh, my legs.
Hello?
Hello. Chip, I can hear you. If you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, that is crazy. No way.
They can't hear us.
No.
Oh, man.
Mic check. That is crazy.
Okay, we'll start right here on the left aisle.
Hey, Coach Doug Farmer, DAP. Congrats on making the Final Four. I have
Thanks,
two
Doug.
for you. The first one is, I think you're the fifth coach to lead two different teams to the Final Four in the history of the game. What does that mean to you? Is Gary Blair, one of your mentors, is one of them? And the other one is, I know you've had plenty of time to think about it, but does it help you playing at South Carolina in the next round with a less day to prepare for them? And you obviously know them pretty well.
Yeah, I'm just honored, man, to be here. I'm so honored and so humbled. I'm so grateful. God's blessed me with a 40-year career coaching this great game, coaching these kids. I mean, they're amazing. And it's hard. I've said this a bunch. Winning's hard, man. People think it's easy till it ain't. And it's just, I thank the good Lord every day that he kind of showed me this path in my life and my career. I mean, there's difficult days and, you have challenges with kids that they're kids. I say it all the time, we're in the kid business. And, but I'm really humbled and honored that he picked this path for me and that hopefully I've been able to instill some work ethic and some, what commitment and loyalty is into some young people that they can pass it on because as you know, it's becoming more fleeting in life. The standard has changed so much in our society, it seems like, and yet I haven't. Because I haven't, it's hard. I can tell you. There's just, Rory's parents, incredible, so supportive. Shay's so supportive. Madison, Kyla, like I have some unbelievable parents that are just incredibly supportive, and I've been fortunate with that really in my whole career. Like Tara McCowan's mom, Tracy, was just off the chart. So just really been blessed. It's I look back and see the things that I've been able to see, experience. Like today, I mean, I knew this team was good enough. I've been trying to tell them for 5 months they're good enough. And to see it come to fruition for them, it's what it's all about for me. to see the joy on their face. Oh, did you see how hard like those kids played today? Like Rory Harmon was Van Lith. I promise you, you ask her what gum she's chewing, she'll be able to tell you. And but that's what it takes, and to be able to impart that on kids and then get them to go do it, it's really, really gratifying and very rewarding. As for your second question, I mean, obviously, you know, I think in 17 we had played them 3 times also before we played them in the Final Four. I think that was our 4th time when we played them in the national championship game. So, you know, we've obviously have, you know, we've had some experience with them. We played really well at our place. We had a bad quarter in the SEC tournament. They really came out and put it on us the first half at their place. So we have tons of experiences to draw from and learn from. But again, we've got to learn and we've got to be different. And you know, that's the thing about their team, Dawn's teams, is that you know, you're going to get the same from them that you try to impart on others too. They're going to be tough. You know, they're going to be aggressive. They're going to be physical. And if you don't bring an edge with you to that fight, you ain't going to be much fun. And so I think that that's what our kids have come to know and learn. I've known it for a long time. I've had to, you know, I've got several experiences with them. So, but you know, for a day, I'm going to let these kids enjoy this. Tomorrow, we'll have a plan. And there's no question in my mind, these kids will embrace the opportunity.
Front left.
Cedric Golden, Austin American Statesman. Vic, a couple of days ago, you were talking about how important point guard is and that you can't win without a point guard. So to watch Rory put Haley Van Lith in a straitjacket for 37 minutes, how gratifying was that for you as a defensive coach? And also, what were your conversations like at the half when they closed with that 7-0 run? You couldn't wait to get off that bench and get to that locker room.
Yeah. Well, first of all, a year ago today, you wrote in the paper that we would have enough to get to the Final Four. So I'm not sure what your foresight is or who you're in contact with, but great job. That was a great article. They handed that to me as I was walking in. So you did. Jeremy's got it. He handed it to me as I was walking in. He goes, Cedric wrote this article a year ago today. It said Texas has enough to get to the 25 Final Four. So, as far as Rory goes, yeah, I got you. You know, that's vintage Rory today. The only turnover she has is the one I made her stand there and eat to end the game. She don't really have a turnover today. 5 assists, no turnovers. But that to me is vintage Rory. She embraces the defensive challenge. She loves it. She eats it for breakfast. She was accountable today in huddles. We had a couple of empty possessions where I thought we might have been able to do something different. And she's like, Coach, it's me. I got it. I couldn't wait to get in the locker room because I was disappointed in how we let the half end. And it was all fundamentals to me. It was all our fundamental defense that we shouldn't be making those mistakes. We helped off the shooter twice in the first half on ball side. Like, you know, help off ball side penetration. You know, the goal was make them make a tough shot, make them make the spectacular. And so I was disappointed in the half on a 7-0 run after we'd worked hard to get up. But as we were standing there talking and my staff was coming at me about all these things, I'm like, guys, really defense ain't our problem. We missed a bunch of shots first half. I thought were good looks. We just missed those shots. And, you know, the offensive boards bugged the crap out of me. 21 had 6 at halftime. They had 8 total and she had 6 of them. She was just physically whipping us. And so I had to get in there and kind of have a little come to Jesus on that. I didn't think we were denying a certain player on the floor that their offense ran through that we had talked about for 2 days. If you cut that piece off, the rest of it dies. And I had a guard on her that should have been able to do it, and we weren't doing it. So that had me a little bit upset as well. But we had forced 11 turnovers at half. So it wasn't like we weren't just doing a lot of things, but I just thought, again, we didn't have much of an inside game effort. Our effort to rebound offensively was poor. We only had 3 offensive. And so I just, there were some things I needed to talk to him about and let him know, hey, we got to fix this, y'all. It's not that hard and difficult, but we can't have the lapse of giving up a 7-0 run to close the quarter. So that was kind of the conversation at halftime.
Right, Al?
Kirk Bowles from the Houston Chronicle. The last game you had Brianna and Jordan really come through for you.
Yeah.
Today, how impactful did you think Kyla and Jock were in the moments they had in the second half?
Yeah, no question. I thought, Jock, when I when I went in there and immediately went to 21 getting rebound, I said, who in the heck in this room can keep 21 off the glass? She stands up, raises her hand and goes, Coach, I can do it. And, it kind of juiced up my team a little bit. And so, for her to do that is what you want. And then Kyla, there's no question the impact she had on the game. And she's 4 out of 7. She had 5 rebounds. She had 2 steals, had a block shot. I mean, she really, neutralized Sedona to an extent. And, Sedona has 4 points and had a couple turnovers. So, I thought her and Taylor both were really good down there. But Kyla, Kyla wants to please. She wants to do well. She wants to impact the game. She wants to impact her team. And, sometimes you want it so bad, it becomes an Achilles for you. And so it was good to see her. I know she had a little sit down and visit last night and, and I thought she came out of that meeting really, really good. And I'm happy for her because I know how bad she wants to impact our team. And she certainly did that today. I mean, she's up there in the press denying, because they were trying to get the ball in through their 5-player. And she's up there denying like crazy and helping us get those 5 counts that we got. So special effort, kid playing her heart out.
To the left.
Anna Ambrose with the Daily Texan.
Anna.
Coach, you fell to your knees as the clock was running out. What were you feeling in that moment?
Yeah, been there before. Uh, like I said, I mean, you can want something so bad for somebody, and for some, for this team, I wanted it really bad for them. And I'm emotionally invested in what I do. It's not a check for me. Like I'm in this game and I see, and it's fine. It's okay if that's what it is, but it ain't for me. This is not a check. This is who I am. Unfortunately, a lot of people say it's not who you are, it's what you do. But for me, it's who I am. I can't sugarcoat that. There's no denying it. My family has suffered throughout the course of time with time away from them. My kids suffered when they were young because I was so invested with who I was and what I was doing for Coach Blair. And, but this is the life I've chosen to live. And so when you're sitting there and the minutes are ticking off, the seconds are ticking off, and I have so much pride for my kids. Like I'm so proud of them, how hard they played today. Like anybody that watched that game today, when they turned the TV off, they had to go, wow, that freaking team plays their ass off. Excuse me. But you just have to admire them. And for me, I was just giving thanks to the good Lord for blessing me with them and for that moment, because I take it as a real blessing. Um, these times are fleeting, y'all. People want to talk about, well, you've been here 7 out of the last 8 years and, you didn't make it 5 of the years. But we did make it 2 of them and they were pretty good teams. And, but that's the media, right? I mean, everybody's got their own opinion about things. When we walked out of the championship game at the SEC tournament, you got people wanting to complain about my offense and we can't make it to the Final Four because of our offense. Well, I've watched other teams play and they're scoring 50 points, 54 points, and ain't nobody complaining about their offense. But that's just the scrutiny that I guess I get, my team gets. I don't know. It's not very fair, but that's the world, right? That's life.
So you just put your head down and you go to work. You do what's got you where you've been, where you've gone. And you know what? In my mind, it's what's helped us win. My kids embrace it and they love it. And so, you know, we can be better. Certainly, we can be better offensively. We can be better in a lot of things. We can be better going to offensive board. We used to be really good going to the offensive boards. 2 months ago, we were one of the best teams in the country. We got 40-something% of our offensive misses. We've kind of lost that edge a little bit. I got to help them get it back in about a 3-day time. So, but, you know, I was just grateful and thankful, felt blessed by the Lord, and I felt like I needed to thank him and honor him.
All right, final question in here.
We're here, Ben Pickman with The Athletic. 8 years ago today, Mississippi State beat UConn to pick up that program's and your program's first ever Final Four victory. 8 years later, obviously you get Texas back to a Final Four. Just how do you kind of reflect on your own life journey from that point with Mississippi State to this night tonight?
Yeah, it was a pretty special moment. You know, I think of Morgan William all the time, not for that shot, but for who she was and what she brought to that team. And, you know, I've had some really great point guards over the course of my career. And certainly to be in American Airlines Arena and for her to make that shot and hear the roof pop off that place was pretty special. Anybody that was in that building that day, they'll know what I'm talking about. But, you know, it's not just an 8-year journey for me. It's really, you know, in 2012, when I went to Mississippi State, I had so many of my colleagues think I committed career suicide. I'd never even been in the state except for one recruiting trip to recruit the #1 player in the country. That's the only time I'd ever been there. I didn't know a soul. You want to get uncomfortable? Go take a job for the last place team in the SEC. They just lost 6 seniors, which was probably a blessing because it was a 14-16 team. You got no staff hired, and you really don't have much returning on your team. Great kids, but obviously there's a reason why things happen the way they did. But you want to get uncomfortable, take that job. Drive down Highway 12 every morning, go into the office with no staff and no team. And this is your first opportunity to be a head coach in the Southeastern Conference. As I tell my players all the time, you're only going to reach your full potential if you get uncomfortable. It is the worst. I told them this last night. Being comfortable is the worst addiction in life. And I told them this last night. Being comfortable is the worst addiction in life. And it's so hard, especially with young people, because they just don't want to be uncomfortable. For me, I had to get uncomfortable to, again, I'm not sure I've reached my full potential. I hope I haven't. I try to learn something every day, but to be able to get to where I am now in 2012, 13 years ago, you know, and now to be at Texas. And, you know, as I told y'all yesterday, I see that banner every day in the practice facility. 2003, 34-0 national champions. Or not 2003, 1986. But there's a 2003 for the last time they were in the Final Four. I see it every day. And when I took the job 5 years ago, that was something obviously was on their mind, and it's something that's been on my mind. It obsesses you. You're obsessed with it. It's the only way you're ever going to do it. Like if you just think about it 5 months out of the year, you're never going to get there. It has to be something you live, eat, breathe, sleep every day, 365. And when you do that, it is a miserable way to live because people suffer because of your passion, you know? And so, but these kids, it's why I do it. And you know, for them to, you know, they know I'm up at the office. They know I sleep there at times. They know when I hadn't changed clothes the next day and I'm in the same thing to practice in I was in the day before. It is what it is, y'all. But as long as I'm doing it, you can rest assured they're going to get my best shot because it ain't never going to be a check for me. And so this is my passion. This is why I do what I do. And, you know, like I said, I've been really blessed. I mean, when I went to Mississippi State, I had no idea how great those 8 years were going to be. They were phenomenal. incredible. And now at Texas, we've been able to get this thing right. And, I'm proud of that. But last thing I'll say is my staff, I said this out there, you can't have chemistry on your team unless you got chemistry on your staff. My team sees our chemistry every day. The preparation, the focus, the commitment that my staff has to help get these kids ready night in and night out, it's unprecedented. I've had some great staffs, and it's not a knock on the others, but this staff, they're second to none. They absolutely leave no stone unturned. They know I'm not going to leave a stone unturned, and I'm smart enough to know I can't do it by myself, and I've hired great people. And these kids are the benefit of that.
Our final question comes from Zoom from Corey.
Hey, Coach, can you hear me? Mic check.
Come on, Corey.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Okay, Coach, we're going to give up on Zoom tonight. So, congratulations.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for your coverage. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you in Tampa. Praise the Lord and hook 'em horns.